Hi, this is Miss Wright, and I am going to go over the passage that begins, Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. It's in Act 2, Scene 2. It is part of the balcony scene between Romeo and Juliet. I remind my students, make sure that you look at your margin notes because there are things in there that you may not be able to figure out. So make sure you take a look at the margin notes for your help. Okay? We are on page 702 of the text, and Juliet is speaking. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden's blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke, but farewell compliment. Okay, so what is she saying here? When she says, Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, she's reminding Romeo that it's dark out, and it's the only reason why he has heard her um, say what she did about um, being in love with him, and the only thing being wrong with him was that he was a Montague. She says, except for the dark, she would reveal that she's blushing, that he would see her cheeks are bright pink because she's somewhat embarrassed for that which thou had heard me speak tonight. So she's embarrassed that she revealed her inner emotions to him without her knowing that he was there. And she says, Fain would I dwell on form, fain deny. So um, she says that she would act more reserved under normal circumstances. She would not just blurt out all of her feelings. She would kind of play hard to get, which was the tradition of that time. What I have spoke, but farewell compliment. So because he's heard her true feelings, all the conventional behavior has now been thrown out the window. What's the point of acting hard to get when the man already knows you're madly in love with him? Dost thou love me? I know that thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjury, they say Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. So here she's saying, she asks a rhetorical question. Do you love me? Oh, don't bother to tell me you love me. I know you're going to say, yes, you love me. And I would take you at your word for it. But, you know, lovers have often been known to tell lies to each other in order to get what they want. And Jove, which is another name for Zeus, a Roman name for Zeus, says would laugh at that because we know that Zeus has a reputation with the ladies, and he's probably told more than one lie himself. So lies among lovers is nothing um, to Jove or Zeus. And she says, "O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully." I put conditional statement there because it's an if-then statement. If you love me, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, like if you think I'm too easy, I can play hard to get. I can frown and be contrary, one of our vocabulary words right here, um, and pretend that I'm not really interested, but what would the point be? So thou will woo, so that you can go through the motions of winning my love, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. So she says, um, I am too fond, I'm too affectionate, I'm too in love with you, and therefore You may think that, my behavior comes easily. Remember, Shakespeare often removes a syllable from a word in order to make it fit the iambic pentameter. So you will think that my behavior is light, that I'm, frivolous, that I'm um, a girl who doesn't take love seriously. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true. Like, I will be more genuine than those women who know how to play hard to get. They know how to play the games of love, um, who know how to be difficult to be won. I should be more strange, meaning I should play more hard to get. I must confess, but that thou overheardest, and this is the main idea. You overheard what I said. Remember means before I was aware of you. So you've heard all of my feelings before I knew you were there. My true love's passion. Therefore, pardon me, and do not impute, which means do not blame or assign this yielding to light love. So don't think that because you have heard all of my inner thoughts and feelings, don't think that I fall in love every day, which the dark night has so discovered. And I put several things here. I put blank verse because this is not a rhyming speech. uh, but it is an iambic pentameter. I put inner conflict because we can see that Juliet is going back and forth in her mind throughout this dialogue. Should I play hard to get? Should I not play hard to get? What's the point? He's already heard my feelings, but maybe he needs to woo me in order to feel like a man, or in order to feel like he has achieved something. And then the setting is really important because if it weren't super late at night, and jet dark, then this whole scene couldn't take place. And because the scene takes place and they are able to reveal their love to one another, it becomes a plot device that propels or accelerates their relationship. So they don't have to go through the art of courtly love. They don't have to go through this protracted romantic relationship and win each other's love and play hard to get. They know from the first moment how passionately they feel about each other. And so Shakespeare uses this night scene as a device to dispense of all the traditions of love that exist during the Elizabethan time. And they will be married by noon of the next morning, which is less than 12 hours away. How does Juliet feel during this passage? She's embarrassed. She's vulnerable and emotionally exposed. How does the feminist lens apply to this passage? A woman of Juliet's time was supposed to be coy, aloof, meaning play hard to get, no matter how much she liked her suitor. Playing hard to get was the norm. Women tried to show as little emotion as possible during courtship. A woman's reputation was paramount. If you got the reputation of being too easily won by lovers, um, no man of good reputation would want to be seen with you. You were almost like a prostitute. So a woman, remember, we can compare it to Penelope with her suitors. She couldn't show them any emotion, any affection. She didn't want to because she was waiting for her husband. But for her reputation to be sullied in any way would have been horrible. And the same thing goes for Juliet here. To be thought of as easily conquered was unacceptable. Okay? During this passage, Juliet is conflicted about being emotionally exposed because she knows that she has unwittingly gone against the role that she should play as a woman in the society. To play coy was a type of power that women had over men, and she has inadvertently given that power, that leverage away. However, because my girl Juliet is more than meets the eye, before this scene will be over, she will get back her power because she will put let Romeo know in no uncertain terms that if he is serious, she wants to get married. It's Juliet who talks about marriage, which was a woman's only power in that relationship, was to be seen as a wife and a woman of good um, reputation in an honorable position. So she wants to get married, and she is the one who says, I will send a messenger to you tomorrow, and you will let me know what time we're getting married. You go, Juliet. Okay, there she is, planning and scheming. Okay, so this was my presentation on Thou Knowest the Mask of Night is on my face. There's actually a lot more to say about this passage, but I don't want to say everything because I want to leave room for you to say some things too when you respond. Okay, shout out to my period 4 class. You guys are awesome. Let's work super hard right up until the end of the year, and I will see you back in class. Bye-bye.